we are going to jump right in today. I have a product that I wanted to review for you and talk to you about. I even have a discount code down below. But this is a Geekum springform pan with removable bottom, non-stick and leak-proof pie pan or cake mold. You can do pizzas in this as well, and it comes with these amazing 50-piece paper liners, and it's a 7-inch pan. So we're going to use this today. I'm super excited to try it. And again, the link for this is down below, and there's a 10% discount code, so make sure you check it out. So we're going to use 2 different kinds of apples on this apple custard cake. And the reason why is I just want a little tart and a little sweet. So I have Granny Smith apples and I have a Honeycrisp apple, and we're going to peel these. And if you have one of those core and peeler machines, that would be awesome for this. But it honestly didn't take very long. And then we're going to slice this very thin, just like this, and we're going to add them to a bowl. So we are going to make our filling first, and our filling is going to be these awesome sliced apples, about 4 cups. Again, the entire recipe is down below. I'm going to add some golden raisins, and of course we want to bring that apple pie flavor to it. So we have a little lemon juice, we have cinnamon, and we have nutmeg. We're going to toss this together and make it so it's fully coated, and we're just going to go ahead and set this aside. We're going to make a few different components here. So this is whole milk and any oil of your choice. You can use canola oil, you can use coconut oil, anything you prefer here. We're just going to mix this together and set it aside as well. Okay, now we're going to keep moving on, and we are going to put together our dry ingredients. I'm using whole wheat flour on this, and the reason, you can use all-purpose flour as well, but the whole flour adds just that little bit of extra fiber and adds that tiny bit more healthiness to this recipe. So we have our flour, baking soda, and salt in another bowl. So I'm going to use my stand mixer. I'm going to add eggs and sugar. We're going to whip this until it gets kind of translucent. Well, not really translucent, it just gets creamier and a little bit thicker. As soon as this is mixed, we're going to now add, just for flavor, I'm adding a little bit of bourbon. If you don't want to add bourbon, you can add vanilla at this time. We're going to incorporate a little bit of the flour mixture into those fluffy eggs and sugar, and we're going to go about this a little. We're going to split the flour into thirds, so a third of the flour, about half of our milk and oil mixture, a third of our flour, again back into our milk and oil, and the last bit of our flour. As soon as we have this all mixed together, this is our batter piece of our recipe. And if I haven't already mentioned, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate seeing you each and every week. So now I'm going to add, this is the custard part of the cake. So in a separate bowl, we're going to add 1 egg. I'm going to whip it up nice, and we're going to add just 2 tablespoons. Oh, we'll get to the 2 tablespoons. I need 1 cup of our batter mixture. So we're going to take a 1 cup of this, and we're going to add it to our eggs. Just like that. It doesn't have to be exactly a cup. This is our topping for our cake. Here comes those 2 tablespoons of whole wheat flour. So we had that in there as well. As soon as we get this, we're going to whip it together so it's fully incorporated and that egg is fully beaten, because this is our custard topping. And we're going to mix that and set it aside. Now we're going to add those wonderful cinnamon apples and raisins to our batter. Fully mix this. As soon as everything is fully coated, we're going to add it to our prepared pan. So again, this is a wonderful pan. I was so impressed with how well this pan worked. I did prep the pan with a little cooking spray, but I honestly don't think I needed to. So it has this wonderful non-stick surface. I'm going to use a little liner. We're going to fill this about 3/4 full. So because this is a 7-inch pan and my recipe is for a 9-inch pan, and that will be listed down below in the ingredients, so the entire recipe. I did make some little muffins with the remaining batter of this, but we're going to add enough till it's about 3/4 full, because remember, we have to put our custard topping on top. This looks really good. It smells so fall-like. We're now going to add that custard that we set aside. And again, It's just, you can tell the texture is different. It's kind of fluffy. And that's going to be that custard piece of this cake. So as soon as we get that on top, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar over the top of this. And honestly, this doesn't turn out as sweet as you would think. It's very custardy and savory, and it comes together really nice. So we're going to put this on top of a baking sheet just in case it spills over. That's always just the safest way to do this. In the oven, 350 degrees for just about an hour. I was just under an hour when I pulled this out. You just want it pulling away from the edges and crispy. We're going to let it cool on a rack for 30 minutes. And this pan came apart super easily. I popped out my... We are going to place this on a plate, and the best way to slice this is with a serrated knife because you have those apples and the cake is actually very tender. Oh, it smells so good. So we're going to slice this up, and of course you're going to want to top it with a little bit of whipped cream. But again, check out this springform pan. It was perfect. It cleaned up nicely as well. I'm so impressed with how well this springform pan worked. And thank you to Geekum for sending this. This cake is very moist, very fall-like. I'm going to cut a piece out here and show you. You can see the chunks of apples, and you can see the batter, and it tastes just so delicious. Yummy.